is Saturday night again, guys, and today we are going to be watching another one of my all-time favorites. If you can't tell by what's on the TV back here, it is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This is an absolutely hilarious movie. I've seen it at least 100 times. Even though I own it, every time I would go into a video rental store, I would look for it on the shelves just for the fun of seeing it. Every time I go outside into my yard and I see that tall grass, I think about the kids running through the grass, riding the bee, riding the ant, and every crazy adventure that they encounter along the way back to the house. Tonight we are going to relive it all. We're going to do some trivia, and we are going to make an awesome snack, a gigantic Little Debbie oatmeal cookie. Alright, let's check out Goodwill here, see if we can find any good movies. Oh, look at this. We got The Simpsons complete 8th season here. Scared Shrekless. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen this. Click is a pretty good movie. Oh, Shawshank Redemption. Yes, I recently went to the prison that they filmed this at. And Gladiator. Gladiator is one of the very first movies I bought on Blu-ray. In fact, it was among like 4 movies that I bought on Blu-ray. The first 4 movies I bought. Here's a Blu-ray, Green Lantern. I don't think I've ever seen that one, but it just does not look appealing to me. Here's a sealed Matrix Revolutions. Oh, it's full screen too. Look at this, Frankenstein, the Legacy Collection. This is from the library. What the heck? How did it make its way here? Big Hero 6. I believe I have this one on Blu-ray, but I've never seen it yet. Talladega Nights is hilarious. Here's Monsters University on Blu-ray. I have that one. Return to Halloween Town. Yes! Here's another one I've never seen, Mr. Popper's Penguins, and that one's on Blu-ray. I don't know, I might actually have this at home. Night at the Museum, absolutely hilarious. Spaceballs, and if you've heard recently, Spaceballs 2 is in the works with Rick Moranis. Look at this, a couple more Halloween ones. Halloween Town High, and then we've got Alvin and the Chipmunks Halloween Collection. They have a lot more here than the last time I was here. Double Toil and Trouble. Somebody must have just dumped off their whole collection. We got Toy Story 3 here. Oh, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. The Land Before Time. Tom and Jerry, Tricks or Treats. Somebody has some good taste. Mickey's Treat. There's a lot of Halloween stuff in here this time. Pixels, you guys know that's one of my favorites. Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel, The Cat in the Hat. We've done that one before. That is a hilarious movie. Zookeeper. I didn't care too much for this one. Cars. I give my left 2 lug nuts, something like that. Oh, an epic movie. This is pretty hilarious. This is just one of those where they make fun of all these other movies. Looks like that's about it. There's some pretty good stuff. There's Mr. Popper's Penguins. I don't think I'm gonna get it because I think I already have it. One of those that I bought and I just haven't watched yet. I'll probably regret it. I probably didn't buy it. But let's go ahead and get on the road to get our stuff for our snack. I think we only need really one thing today, so we're just going to go to this Bueller's since it's close. It'd probably be cheaper to go to Walmart, but this is right around the corner from that Goodwill. All right, so what we need... Oh, it's right here in front of me. Oatmeal cream pies, Little Debbie. That's the big pack right there. 12 big cookies, and I think these are bigger than the regular ones, and the regular ones are right down there on the bottom. If that's all you can find, those will work fine. And yeah, that's all we need right there. That is it. I had thought about doing this a different way and actually getting this jet puffed marshmallow cream, or else you can get the fluff right there. But I think this is going to be the way that we want to do this. Sometimes it's easier just to do it the easy way, but let's look in the bakery here just for the heck of it. Just see if they would happen to have big oatmeal cookies over here. I highly doubt it. Oh my gosh, look at this over here. They do have big cookies, but it's sugar cookies. Apparently they have M&Ms, chocolate chips. This one is peanut butter on the end, but I don't see any oatmeal cookies. Granted, those aren't enormous, but if they had them that size, I just might be willing to do that. I don't know. I just always like to look at my options. There's some more cookies over here, but it's just small ones. I think those are oatmeal raisin right there. Yeah, these are just regular small cookies. Here's some more oatmeal raisin right here. You could make your own with those, but we want a big one. Of course, you could get ingredients and make your own, but yeah, we're just gonna take the easy way out tonight. Yeah, here's Betty Crocker oatmeal cookie mix down here on the bottom, but I just want to take the easy way out. Plus, I want them to taste like Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. I'm sure there's a way to make cream that would taste like that, and I'm just not sure how this marshmallow cream would work. So yeah, let's just stick with these. Let's go home and make them. Alright guys, tonight we are making one ginormous oatmeal cream pie, just like the one you see in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay, maybe not that big, but it's gonna be big. The only thing we're gonna need, guys, is a box of oatmeal cream pies. Of course, you're also gonna need some parchment paper, and you're gonna need a couple of bowls. Now, the idea here is, and I hope it works, that we're going to take these apart. We're going to disassemble them. We're going to scrape out the cream into a bowl like this. Then we're going to smash the cookies all together, because if you've ever had these, you know that they are very moist. So we're going to squish them all together. We're going to make a top and a bottom, and then we're going to take the cream that we put in this bowl, and we are going to spread it out and make one giant oatmeal cream pie. That seems like a pretty easy thing, but I bet it's gonna be a mess. So the first thing we're gonna do is take all of our oatmeal cream pies out of the box and out of their individual wrapping. That's a lot of oatmeal cream pies. So the next thing we need to do, guys, is separate these. We need to somehow, like, you know how you take an Oreo and you twist it and you pull it apart? Well, these are really soft, so these are gonna be a little bit more difficult. They're probably going to break up. Yeah, you can see it coming apart already. So as that breaks up, we're going to put those pieces in a bowl. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is going to be messy. This is what I've got so far. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to do the best job that we can to separate the cookie from the cream. So I've got a butter knife here, and I'm just going to, the best I can, kind of scrape this cream off of the cookie. There we go. We still have some cookie in there anyway. We'll put the rest of the cookie in one bowl, scrape our cream into this bowl, and continue through this whole pile. Yeah, so if we just cut the cookie in half like this, then we get a better way to scrape off the cream, but these cookies are so soft. Okay, we got the first half done. The more I did, the easier it got. Here's our bowl of cookies. Here's our bowl of cream so far. Now to keep these separate so that we have the same amount of cookies making up the top and the bottom layer, I'm gonna set this one aside. I went ahead and grabbed a second bowl, and I'm gonna put our other cookies in that one. Now, here's what I've been doing. I took my knife, I put it straight in the middle here, and then I just kind of work it through to cut that in half. It still comes apart in a few pieces, but it's much easier to handle. You see all that cream on there? Now we can just kind of scrape that off. And there's the cookie, there's the cream. Put it in the right bowl. And the cream you can mix all together in the same bowl. It doesn't matter because we're gonna spread it around. But you can see how doing it that way gives you a much bigger piece to work with. It still wants to crumble bad, just be aware. But there's the cream, there's the cookie. Comes off a lot easier that way. Okay, so that is done. Now you can see we've got one bowl over here for the top, one bowl over here for the bottom, and then we've got our bowl of cream in the middle. Basically what we need to do now is treat each of these like cookie dough. Mash it all together, make it into a ball, and then spread it out as one big cookie. And yes, as I figured it would be so far, doing this much has been a mess. So this is gonna be a mess too. Okay, so there's the first one. It's just a ball of oatmeal cookie dough that's already been cooked, basically. I did get my hands a little bit wet to make it easier to work with, make it a little bit more sticky, but there it is. Worked out really good. Looks like a gigantic meatball right now. So we're gonna do that exact same thing with this, and then we're gonna spread it out. We're gonna make a top and a bottom. Well, there's one. That's the bottom. It's kind of moist. I may have added a little bit too much water to that one, but nonetheless, we have the bottom. Now I'm gonna make the top. We're gonna put the cream on, and we're gonna have one giant cream pie. So after spreading those out and making the top and the bottom of the cookie, I stuck them in the fridge for a little bit there just to kind of stiffen them up, because we still need to spread this cream on there. And I'm just kind of afraid it's just going to tear the cookie apart when we try to do that. So this will be interesting. Also, I will say that I did have to add a little water to the second one as well. And I mean just a tiny, tiny bit, because it gets wet very quickly. Think about when you would dip a cookie in some water, it's going to crumble. It's just going to turn to mush. So I put a tiny, tiny bit in there, just enough to make it moist and stick together better, because when I tried to spread this one out, it just kind of crumbled. It needed some kind of other moisture in there. But here's how it looks now, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a plate here, and we're gonna try to spread this cream. So that it wouldn't stick to the plate, I cut around the parchment paper there. So it wasn't too bad. It spread out okay. And now it's time to put the top on. Almost looks like a pizza right there. Yeah, after having this in the fridge for a little bit, it's kind of stiffened up. So this will be a little bit easier than had we left them out and they got real soft. So basically, there it is right there. That's our giant oatmeal cream pie. Now I will say this thing is very moist. So, I mean, if you try to pick it up, you can see where like it just bends. You could not pick this up and eat it as one big cookie. So we're gonna have to cut it like in slices, kind of like a pizza. And there it is, a slice of our giant oatmeal cream pie. All right, I'm gonna give this thing a taste. Man, that just feels like something that if you ate the whole thing, you would be so sick. It does taste just like a Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie, because that's exactly what it is. The only difference is it feels like it's an uncooked oatmeal cream pie, because like it feels and tastes with how moist it is like you're just eating uncooked cookie dough, which is still pretty dang good. But it's very, very rich. All right, guys, I'm gonna take at least the rest of that one piece there downstairs and watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I would be afraid to eat any more than just that one piece right there.